Okay, everybody. We are joined today by the captain of High Flyers GC, Phil Mickelson, the captain of Crushers GC, Bryson DeChambeau, and the captain of Majestics GC, Henrik Stenson. Welcome, guys. Just going to start out by welcoming you guys back to Andalucía. Obviously, Valderrama is ranked as one of the top golf courses in the world, so just kind of want to get your initial thoughts on being back here and thoughts on the course. I'll start with you, Phil.
Yeah, it's really fun for us to come to such a world-class golf course that has held WGC events, Ryder Cups, European Tour events, and LIV events, and it really is a unique, special golf course that's been created here amongst these trees. It's a real treat to play.
And Bryson?
Yeah, it's a fantastic venue. Obviously, I watched the Ryder Cup back in the day, albeit I was only 4, 5, 6 years old, something like that. No, I've seen highlights and whatnot, and the golf course always intrigued me whenever they played a DP World Tour event here, and certainly coming back here last year and playing for the first time and experiencing the golf course, I can see why this golf course is extremely loved here in Spain, and certainly a golf course that, albeit most people think it's not fitting for me, I think it's a great golf course. It's a strategy golf course. Got to have your irons dialed in, and you got to putt really well. And it was a lot of fun last year, and hopefully we can create some good memories this year for LIV.
That recovery shot you hit on 17 last year was something special, too.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I actually played it right off one of the tree limbs perfectly, just to slow it down enough to keep it on the green, or just over the green on the bunker. So that's something that I've learned from you over the years.
Yeah, that's been an effective shot for me throughout the years, and it's hard to teach, though. So well played.
I like to play from the fairway, and that's something I think you need to do here at Valderrama. It's a fantastic venue. I've seen it in some pretty harsh conditions when we played here in the past, when it's been October time and so on. So it's a nice change to come here and sunbathe and just enjoy Spain in the summer. It's a challenging golf course. You know, it could be a couple of revolutions. Never mind looking out over the 10th hole here, the second shot, you come up with a couple of revolutions, too much spin, and you're 60 yards down the hill, and it's really difficult to get up and down, and you hit a good shot in there, you might leave yourself 6 feet up the hill for birdie. So the difference between, you know, a great score and a bad score on a hole could be very, very thin. So you got to, you know, step carefully around this place, and it is a strategy golf course, and I think everyone's looking forward to the test.
Bryson, if I recall, you came in second last year. You were only one shot off from Taylor Gooch. You're obviously in the greatest form of your life right now, playing golf. Do you feel confident heading into this week? Because like you said, this course actually does seem to suit your game, despite what others may say.
Yeah, no matter what you do on any golf course, you're going to have to hit fairways, hit greens, and make putts. That's the basic nature of it, and some are more favorable towards other sorts of games. And for me, I feel like I can play a lot of irons out here, keep it in the fairway, and hit good irons in, good wedges in. And if my putting's on, then I'll have a good chance. But there's certainly a lot of other great golfers out here that will give themselves a chance this week. It's about who can stand the test of this golf course and you know, persevere through adversity. There's going to be shots that you hit trees, and it's going to go into weird places. And the people that can handle that adversity and move through it and persevere on is going to be probably the eventual champion.
And Bryson, last time we saw you, you were on this incredible high, this wild couple of weeks. Have you had a moment to stop and reflect and really let it all settle in?
Yeah, I've had a couple days to let it settle in. Being right next to some major champions, they know how that feels, and it's really cool to be able to experience that and just share that experience with others out here and others around the world, and even get to share it out here. It's pretty cool. It's exciting, but barely got a little bit of rest. 4th of July was fun, and yeah, I'm looking forward to a great week. It was a lot of fun the past couple weeks just resting.
You mentioned these other two amazing champions sitting next to you. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you guys. We're heading back to Royal Troon next week, which was the scene of the crime of the 2016 duel between the two of you. Can you guys each just kind of reflect on that day and your memories from it and the feeling of going back there? And I'll start with you, Henrik.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. There's been a few Opens since, but it's going to be special coming back to the venue where I managed to beat Phil there in that great match in 16. We spent the last hour talking about it, so I'm sure you want to do it some more. But it's great memories. It was a fantastic week of golf for both of us. Luckily for me, I was the one to draw the longer straw and come out with a win. But I'm really looking forward to the week ahead and hope to bring some birdies to match those memories.
Phil, can you reflect for me?
Yeah, thanks for giving me the opportunity to talk about me losing. And it was really one of the fun events. It's the only time that I can remember in my career where I played my absolute best golf and it wasn't enough to win. And as I look back, I've always tried to put it in my hands. Like, if I play my game, if I play well, it'll be good enough. And it always has been until that week when I played my best and it wasn't enough. And but yet I still really enjoyed that week. I still look back on it fondly, even though I didn't win. I loved the 36 holes over the weekend that we played, competed against head-to-head, and we really had a great time, because that's what it's about. It's not about the trophy as much as it is the process. That's what I remember, and my life experience is, is being in the middle of it, and that's why we work so hard. I also want to compliment. I want to compliment Bryson, because last year when he finished second, this golf course is not a course you can just stand up and wail on it and hit it as far as you can. You have to be very precise. You have to hit at certain distances to leave yourself a shot in. Around the trees and so forth. And for Bryson, who has so much speed, to win a U.S. Open or to win like he has using his length, but to play well here and just missed a playoff, had Taylor not made a 30-footer on the last hole, using precision, using shot making, using his other skills, I think is a real compliment to what a complete player he is. And this course identified that. I thought that was
Thanks, Phil.
Really cool showing. So anyway, go on.
I wouldn't take it quite as far, but...
Last question for me. Obviously, all three of you guys are heading to Royal Troon next week, so just wondering how this course and how this week is going to prepare you for that, if at all. We'll start with you, Phil. We're going to have a very windy day on Friday, and so the ability to control the ball in the wind is going to be enhanced. The greens are very small here, and although the greens are a little bit larger at Troon, the wind is so strong that you have to be just as precise. And so the iron play into these greens is going to be very similar to what we have next week, where it's precision. You've got to really strike it with a certain flight and shape and come into the green where it's receptive. So I think that's going to be very similar to what we have next week at Troon. Also off the tee, it's a lot of different options, a lot of different club selections at Troon, where you're trying to put it in a certain spot, very much like Valderrama. You're trying to hit a certain spot, and so you're having to distance control off the tee as well as shape shots to hit fairways. And so the precision game is going to be showcased this week as well as next.
I completely second that. You said everything I think we could ever say.
For me, I normally carry 3 fairway woods, or drive a 3-wood forward, but this week my driving iron, my 2-iron is in the bag instead of my 4-wood, so that's probably the one thing I really look with similarities. I'm going to be hitting that one quite a lot off the tee here, so that's a good chance to kind of get that club going, because it's going to be useful next week.
Well, good luck this week and next week, guys. Mike?
Phil, obviously you're close to Keegan. You guys have been Ryder Cup partners, so just curious what your thoughts were about him being captain, and what he said about you yesterday in terms of he thinks that you'll be captain one day.
I was surprised at the pick, and I think it's a great pick the more I think about it. He played a lot of golf at Bethpage when he went to St. John's. His passion for the Ryder Cup is greater than just about any player I've ever seen. His love for the Ryder Cup is more than anybody I know. And I think he's going to lead with that type of passion. I think he's incredible. I'm really, really happy for him. I think we all are really happy for him, knowing how gut-wrenching it was not to be part of the team last year, but to now have the opportunity to lead and go forward, I think is great.
And Bryson, he said also he wants the 12 best players regardless of where they play. Obviously, that must have been something nice to hear from your perspective.
Yeah, look, I'm excited for him. I think it's a great opportunity for him, especially as it relates to younger players. He's going to see that younger threshold, and Obviously relate to them a lot more, I would say, because of his age. I mean, what is he, 38, I think, or something like that? Yeah. So I think he's seen the younger generation's games. He's still out there. He's still playing. He's still competing. And so it's great to have some relatability there. As it comes to picking the best players, I think that's the right approach. And I couldn't be more happy for him as the captain.
And this is for all three of you. We're approaching our 100th competition day here at LIV. Just curious for each of you, what's your takeaway or maybe the most important development that's happened in these kind of first 100 days in the office, so to speak? Phil?
I'm sorry, I zoned out. What was the question?
He was waiting for somebody else to get that question.
Go ahead, Mike. Sorry, would you ask that one more time?
So we're about to hit our 100th competition day at LIV. I was just curious, as you look back in these, you've been here for every round, basically, just what your most important takeaway is from the first 100 office days, if you think about it.
I think the progress, how far we've come, is what I like to focus on. We're not where we want to be, but sometimes you have to identify progress. Like if you are improving your game, even if you're not winning, you need to identify the progress and say, look, I've come a long way in the last time period. We've come a long way in the last 2 years, and we're building momentum. We're not where we want to be, but we're on our way, and we've come a long way. I think it's important to identify the progress we've made.
Yeah, I'd say that moving an inch and ideating a mile it's a lot better. You know, if we're just barely moving, even though it's moving in the right direction, but even though it's just slowly moving, not where we want to be, we have come a long way, and we continue to move progressively those small incremental amounts, and it's just going to start to domino at some point. And I couldn't be more excited of it. These 100 days, 99 or whatever they have been so far, have been incredible. The journey has been awesome, and I'm excited to continue this progress and see what we can provide for the world of golf.
Yeah, I think that's what always strikes me when we talk about LIV, and it's only been out there for 2 years, just about, and everyone you talk to about that, you feel like it's been a lot longer. So a lot of things have happened in a short period of time, and yeah, excited to be part of that journey and see where we end up.
Thank you.
Sorry, Phil, can I take you back to Troon?
Sure. Yeah, I love talking about my losses. Go ahead.
You might want to zone out again.
Yeah.
On that Sunday morning, if somebody had told you you're going to get a 65 and not win, what would you have thought?
I wouldn't have thought it was right. I thought I played a great final round, well enough to win, and it just wasn't. Like I said, I played some of my best golf, and it wasn't enough to win, which is the first time I can remember that being the case. And I thought 65 for sure would be enough.
Is it your proudest defeat, if that sounds right?
I mean, we keep framing my losses in different ways, and it's not, you know, it's not making me feel any better either way. But it was, like I said, it's more the process and having that opportunity to play great golf, to go head-to-head with somebody I have so much respect for. And even though I came up short, I still have this life experience and this great memory and this great competition to look back on. I mean, I loved the week. I loved playing like that. I want to play like that again. So I'm working hard. I love competing and having a chance to win like that. Even though I came up short, I thought it was a lot of fun to be a part of that.
Henrik, obviously to win a first major at any time must be an incredible feeling, but to do it in that way against, you know, a great like Phil Mickelson, that must have just taken it to a new realm.
Yeah, no question. I was 40 at the time, and I never knew how many chances I'm going to get to win a major championship. So, yeah, starting that week and starting that weekend, I was quite determined, as you could see, and yeah, going up against Phil, I knew I was in for a real challenge. He was never going to back down. He's got an incredible short game, and already had at that time 4 majors in the bag, right? So I knew what I was up against, and I think that helped me to just let go and really go after it and bring my absolute best. And lucky for me, I managed to do that. And as they say, the rest is history.
Anything else in English?
I'm not going to do well in the Spanish section.
We will try. ¿Alguien quiere hacer alguna pregunta en español y la traduzco o la quiere hacer directamente en inglés?
I guess we said it all, both in English and Spanish.
Okay.
Thank you.
Gracias.